What's going on, chat? So today we're going to be talking about how to manipulate your friends into doing good habits. Now I want to put a disclaimer out there. Before we try to change some people, before we try to project our values onto them, let's just take a step back with our expectations, because no one's really going to change from what we got to say. Like, yeah, we can provide them the source, we can provide them the value and the knowledge and whatnot, but really it's on them to make the choice to want to change. And I just want to say that because being on this self-improvement journey, you do want to get your friends on. You want to, especially since the things that they may be struggling with at the time, such as unfulfillment or just being mentally unhealthy, you know that these self-improvement tactics would benefit them. But we do need to just take a step back. We can encourage them, we can show them the light in a sense, but we can't just force that message down their throat. You get what I'm saying? So let's just take it a step back with wanting to improve our friends, because this is a big chunk of self-improvement, because you know how well it's worked for you and you want to get your friends involved. Of course, you want to grow together. Maybe they've implemented working out, or maybe they've tried meditation and they've gotten into a good flow of it, but they haven't been consistent with it. Perhaps your friend is also on this self-improvement journey and they're kind of losing the track of why they're doing it, why they're even trying to improve themselves. They've actually lost the track of it from being overwhelmed with work, more work hours. A subtle way you can get them back on track is that when you tell them a good story, for example, maybe you talk about one of your self-improvement tactics such as meditation or finding your purpose. What I like to do is, because this friend was the one who introduced me to finding my purpose and meditation, every chance I can get, I bring it back to him. I give him the credit, like, oh, hey bro, I found out this new way of how I can identify my purpose. Whatever the development topic it is for that moment, I like to give them the credit. So even though we're like 2 years later down this self-improvement journey, I like to give him the credit. I like to give him back the credit for. So I'll be talking about my updates on meditation and my purpose, for example, but then I would just bring it back to our earlier chats from when he told me this, our earlier chats from when he inspired me to look at things differently from this angle, or any time where I can give him credit for inspiring me to think this way. I make sure that he knows and is appreciated for it. Yeah, he's on this, just to reiterate to him and kind of remind him of his own values. Like, yeah, this is why we're doing it. This is why we are wanting to improve. This is why I want to elevate. And it's because of a thing you said that inspired me from a chat we had a year ago. And if it's your friend, right, you probably do have these type of conversations where you say like, oh, I want to improve on this, or hey, I want to work out, or I want to do this. And then a year later, you can kind of refer back to those conversations and say how those conversations from and what they said inspired you to do this task now in this present moment. And then the point is, I'm basically saying, it's just, you're talking about where you are at the present right now, but you just give them credit for where they helped you. And as much as you can, just tell them, hey bro, you inspired me from this conversation, what you said here a year ago, and it's helped me do this, and it's helped me accomplish this. And I'm not saying it I'm not telling you to say it just because it sounds all warm and fuzzy and happy and all good and stuff. I'm saying it because it helps you to realize your values with each other. It helps you realize, oh shit, yeah, we are on the same path. Oh yeah, we are trying to get this money. We're trying to get this bread. Everyone needs to remember their goals. Like, yes, we do have goals that we're passionate about, but for real, we do need to be reminded of what we're aspiring to. Because we can be aspiring to something today and then forget about it the next morning. So we do need these constant reminders. We do need these value reminders. Like, yes, oh yeah, thanks bro for inspiring me from this conversation we had. Oh yeah. And it's a good cycle, because then you're both just inspired from each other. This next manipulation technique works well if your friend is a giver. Perhaps he would be putting others before himself to a detriment. But because he's a giver, because he cares more about the people around him before himself, it kind of works against me. Hear me out. So if I tell this friend that I haven't been going to the gym for 2 months, he would let me off the hook. He would let me off the hook. He would say like, oh bro, but you've been busy, it doesn't matter, like, nah, it's calm anyways because you've been grinding, it's summer, so why, like, basically giving me the excuses. If I told him I wasn't going gym, he would be giving me excuses. He would be questioning the fall. I realized that recently, and I'm like, what the fuck? That doesn't help me. Like, if someone's sugarcoating something, because that's not what if I haven't been going to the gym, that's not what I want to hear. This shows him that he would let himself off the hook. So knowing that he puts my feelings first, he questions the fall for me. So when he told me that he hadn't gone gym for 2 months, I told him if he wasn't good, because we hear these motivational quotes like, yeah, go gym for yourself, don't worry about anyone else, don't worry about the bitches. Sometimes doing it for yourself, it's not that appealing. But yeah, when he told me he hadn't gone gym for 2 months, don't go to the gym for him, go to the gym for me. Because if I'm going to be your friend, he's going to be rubbing off that energy off onto me, that complacent energy, that lethargic energy, that he will be transferring those energies onto me, as if he saw himself, as if he had a friend being that lazy. Would he want that friend around him? We're working out. Not only is it just my value that I just want to project onto him, that's his value. That is literally what he lives by. That's what his purpose is. That's what he finds purpose and fulfillment from working out. So for him to downplay it, like, oh, I just got busy from work, he's going against his own values, let alone the ones I'm projecting onto him. You get what I'm saying? I told him I didn't want that weak energy around me and that it was affecting me. And that's the thing as well. When you say that to someone, yeah, not everyone's gonna take that as peaches and creams. Not everyone's gonna take that so lightly. But for him to take that on board, that's the truth. That is why I'm on this self-improvement journey. You get what I'm saying? For him to take that with his chest, for him to hear something like that from me, this guy's a real one. This guy's a fucking real one. And I'm so grateful for him. And that's why I do want to bring my boys along on the self-improvement journey. First off is, he's the one that got me into this. And second of all, we know the values of this shit. We know, like, yes, self-improvement, self-development, it's so important and we know the values of it. And we are only just touching the surface. Just deep this, yeah. Telling him that him not going to the gym affects me. Because he didn't want to hear that, oh yeah, do it for yourself, do it for this and that. Oh, it's calm, bro. Don't worry about it. Oh, you've been working hard. He didn't want to hear that. You're kind of prone to limiting what you actually want to say to help your friends save face or to save their feelings. But sometimes, as boys, we do need to hear the proper truth. We need to hear when we're slacking, when we're not aligned with our purpose. It may not necessarily be the same goals. You may have different goals in different industries, but your values, the discipline, the truth, the honesty, that's what I prefer, rather than just saving face, hearing, yeah bro, it's cool, yeah bro, just don't worry about it, you've been working hard, and giving me more excuses. Like, I already give myself excuses. I don't want to hear excuses from my boys. And just acknowledging that when you are lethargic, when you are bummy, you are giving your friend the opportunity to be bummy as well, because his friends are being bummy. So it's calm because that's normal, and pursuing dreams and goals, that's not normal because our friends aren't doing it. Like, yes, we hear that you are the average of the 5 people you're closest to. When you have that much effect on the people around you, you need to check yourself. You need to carry yourself to inspire the people around you as well, because you can't. Because if you're being bummy, you're showing to the people that are closest to you that it's okay to be bummy. You have a responsibility to not only break that chain, to show people that there's more to this. There's more to life than just Netflix and he and personality traits and he and quirky and I'm not doing any work and I'm always late, and you know me. Because not everyone's going to sit well if you tell them that they're not aligned with their values. I just feel grateful for the friend I have, for the ability to hear criticism, to manage the ego, because I could have told him that and he could have got offended. But instead he used it as a way to realign with himself. Just for him to be open-minded, I'm freaking grateful, because not everyone's going to sit well. As I said, not everyone's going to sit well with, even though it's criticizing them on getting to their values. And again, when you're trying to better your friends, you can only do so much. They themselves must choose to want to improve. And literally the best way is to lead by example. Be patient, but also realize your expectations when you want to get people on self-improvement, or you want to get people on the same wave as you, or whatever the frick. Remember that you're friends first. Until next time, love.